Okay, time for another nugget. This week, we're going to talk about just getting over it and changing. So I've been out working in dealerships quite a bit the last several weeks. And because of the time of year, we're talking about changing things quite often. And why is that? Well, for the last 30 days or so, everyone's been looking at last year and figuring out where they can improve for this year. Everyone also knows that if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same result. So that means if we want to improve, like we're all talking about right now, we have to change. Pretty simple stuff, right? Well, it has really stuck out with me in the last few weeks and surprised me, frankly, how many people I'm talking to that I have to work really hard to influence to change. I mean, I have to bring the whole damn arsenal in some cases. Social proof, reciprocity, authority, liking, commitment, consistency, whatever. Even threats or ultimatums in some cases. Even after all of that, sometimes the people still won't change to get better. And to me, it's like, what the fetch, Toast? Think about that. Some people are so stubborn to change that they would rather stick their head in the sand and ignore it, or fight it, or lie about it rather than change. Some people are even willing to get fired rather than change. Like, holy crap, that's madness. Just to avoid change. But that's how powerful change can be. When I was younger, I noticed, though, that top performers don't avoid change. They actually embrace the change. Have you ever met that person who isn't only just not afraid of change, but they seem to change up almost everything all the time? It seems like they change things sometimes just for no reason except for they just want to change something. I'm like that, and I actually taught myself that habit. You see, change is where the friction is, where the heat is. In general, the things that people don't enjoy doing and would rather run from, right? Change is also where most of the good stuff is, though. It's where the learning is, the growth is. It's where future success comes from. You know it, I know it, and just in case you didn't know it, you know it now. Let me give you a quick, easy example. I just got a new computer. So Kayla in our office was upgrading a few of our computers, and mine was going to be one of them. She recommended that I consider going with a Mac instead of a PC. On a side note, I have an Apple phone now and a Mac Pro, so they're saying it's going to be, you're going to love it. And I didn't want to do that, right? So even though I'd heard from many other people saying I should try a Mac because I like it better, I still didn't want to relearn all this stuff. But this time I thought and reminded myself, change is good. So I said, I'm in, let's do it, let's go with the Mac. So one time I was returning from a trip. Late at night, I fly in, I come to the office, and I got some things that I'm going to get done there. And I looked, and there's a new Mac sitting, ready to roll. So I had some work to get done. I fired it up, dove in, and it sucked. And it was a big bang about that first night. First of all, I couldn't find anything. Worse, as I was trying to find things I couldn't find, I was opening up screen after screen, but I couldn't figure out how to close those screens or move from one to another. I couldn't even figure out how to get into YouTube to get some tutorials. And on top of it, the mouse is out of control. I don't like how it works. I'm not even familiar with how it works. So it was just a disaster. After opening 10,000 windows and banging my head on the table for a few hours, I went home with nothing accomplished. The next morning, round 2 with Mini Mac. I got some help this time, though, and that's an important note. Kayla in our office also moved to a Mac and was able to start showing me around how to find things and open and close windows, etc. It got better that day, although I still hated that mouse at this point. A Mac mouse is a lot different than a PC mouse if you haven't tried it yet. So a week goes by and I'm not a Mac wizard, but it's actually going great. I'd say better than great. Turns out, since I operate with that Apple phone and that iPad Pro that I travel with, this new Mac's the bomb for me. All of my devices are fully integrated and everything's so much more efficient for me. And I'm not going to list out all the different advantages for me. There's a bunch. But just moving to this Mac in my office will cut days or even weeks of wasted time out of a year for me. It's a big deal. It's just so much easier. I should have switched years ago. Even this simple change, moving up to a Mac in my office, has made so many positive little impacts on my life. It's crazy. Like I said, honestly, it sucked the first few days. I had to learn quite a few new things and change quite a few of my old behaviors or habits. But man, what a positive difference it's made. So let's wrap up. Top performers understand the importance of change and how it has so much power. They embrace change. It's a constant in their lives. If you want something different, you have to change something. Another important thought is to reach out for help when you're making changes. You don't have to figure everything out on your own.
get with other top performers and utilize their advice on the changes that you're trying to tackle. And finally, stick with it and reap all the rewards for sticking with it. Some changes are big and scary and are going to take a long time. And those are the ones that give the biggest benefits. So you could, for now, just go pick some little things that you know you can change that will improve your life and go change them immediately and keep building on that character of being a change agent. You're gonna reap rewards. So for the book recommendation, I have a great one. I know I always say that this book's great, but really, this one's fantastic. If you haven't read or heard about Admiral William McRaven's stuff, you gotta check him out. He gave an amazing commencement speech at the University of Texas. It was Austin, and the link's available here, so go check that out. And he followed up that speech with a book called Make Your Bed, the little things that can change your life and maybe the world. And I thought it was really cool because he said he gets asked a lot about how do you change the world by students or people? And he starts with, you make your bed. You do little things and make little changes to impact big changes. So you have to check it out, at least watch the video and go get a little better at this, and have a great week.